Backlash 2025. So, we kicked off the show with the Fatal 4-Way for the United States Championship as LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, and Damian Priest were fighting Jacob Fatu for the United States Championship. When Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest took each other out through a table by the crowd area, LA Knight tried to hit an elbow drop on Jacob Fatu on the announce table before Solo Sikoa would drag Jacob away from the table. And then LA Knight would be attacked by the debuting Jeff Cobb. And despite being a little bit confused at the arrival of Jeff Cobb, Jacob Fatu still managed to take advantage, hit the full moonsault on LA Knight and pin him to retain the United States Championship. We then had Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. And yes, this match was far better than Charlotte Flair versus Tiffany Stratton, with Becky Lynch literally trying everything she could, from hitting her finisher multiple times, trying to submission, trying to steel chair only to be caught, trying to use turnbuckle only to not work. None of that ended up mattering because Lyra Valkyria was just too resilient and would end up pinning Becky Lynch with a roll-up to retain her Women's Intercontinental Championship. This pissed off Becky Lynch, who assaulted Lyra Valkyria immediately after the match before she was pulled away by officials. We then had Dominic Mysterio versus Penta for the Intercontinental Championship. And while it was a good match, it did not take long for the Judgment Day to get involved. And despite the referee catching them and then banning them from ringside, they didn't leave immediately, forcing Penta to go on the offensive by himself. And when he tried to use that to his advantage to go after Dominic Mysterio again, Finn Balor distracted the referee, which led to El Grande Americano showing up and hitting Penta with the loaded mask, allowing Dominic Mysterio to hit the frog splash and pin Penta to retain the Intercontinental Championship. We then had Pat McAfee versus the Ring General Gunther, and unfortunately for me, it was not a squash match, because Gunther kept on underestimating and toying with Pat McAfee, which allowed Pat McAfee to even take advantage and land a couple hits in during their match, which got even more ridiculous when Michael Cole decided to involve his ass into this match, and at one point nearly made Gunther lose to Pat McAfee. But the jokes were over as Gunther started to take things seriously, which he should have been doing the entire match, and then finally choked out Pat McAfee to win. And finally, in the main event, it was Randy Orton versus John Cena for the WWE Championship. And these two legends managed to pull off a much more entertaining match than what John Cena and Cody Rhodes gave us at WrestleMania. Because this match had multiple failed finishes, 2 tables being broken, 2 referees had to be used in this match, Randy Orton RKOing everybody just out of pure frustration, and in the end it was R-Truth who stopped Randy Orton from trying to hit the punt kick on John Cena, only for R-Truth to receive an RKO for his troubles. And this was enough of a distraction for John Cena to hit a low blow and then crack Randy in the face with a championship to pin him and retain the WWE title. However, during the post-show conference, when R-Truth was congratulating John Cena, he accidentally insulted John, which led to John Cena giving R-Truth an attitude adjustment through the announce table.